The delivery options tell our platform what to do with your email when it sends it, and what to do with the statistics it gathers afterwards. Under sending options, you can make the following choices: which language to display default text in, which email address the platform must send notifications to if needed. The Embed Images option has been disabled to improve your email delivery and increase your email's chances of getting to your subscribers' inboxes. To remove duplicate email addresses from your mailing list to avoid sending the same email to the same contact multiple times.
Under tracking options, you can connect our platform to your Google Analytics account if you have one.
When tracking is enabled, opens and link clicks on a message are tracked and stats are available in email history. The system will automatically use the email details as the Google Analytics references. If you've specified a campaign that this email will be part of in the email property step, this campaign name will show in the campaign tag text box. If you haven't selected a campaign, the system will use the email subject line instead. If you want to change the reference, you can type one into the text box. You will need to connect your email domain with your Google Analytics account for this to work. If your domain isn't connected, you can do so now by clicking Add Domains. The View Domains option will only be available if you have successfully connected your domain. We're not going to work through adding a domain now, but you can check out our documentation on adding domains if you need help. The final tracking option on this tab is to enable interest-based tagging based on the clicks your recipients make in this email. Interest-based tagging uses natural language processing, a form of machine learning, to categorize the content your contacts are clicking on within your emails and tags them with it in your lists. You can use this interest data that it collects to create filters for your lists, so you can get even more granular with segmentation and targeting. If you'd like to collect this data from this email only, select the interest tagging checkbox. You can also enable the setting by default for this email and all future emails using the second checkbox. The next option we're going to look at is the footer. Here, you can add elements to your email footer. The unsubscribe link is required by law. You must have one in every single email you send. Below this, customers will see a drop-down list. In this list, you'll see options like None, Standard, or Extra. The None option is a custom feature that disables the platform's standard footers entirely, and if you have a pre-built footer embedded in custom email templates set up by our support team. You won't see this option if you haven't requested it specifically. The Standard and Extra footer options enables customers to select the size of the footer they want to include in the email. The Standard option is a bit shorter, while the Extra option includes your company address. You can add forwarding links to your footer too. These links will track when your contacts forward your emails to their friends using these links. If you've integrated your social media accounts, you can add social links to the email by checking the social link you want to add. Approval and reports.
If you need a manager to approve the email before it gets sent out, you can enter the email addresses to request approval from here.
Check the Get Approval checkbox. You can request approval from multiple people, but it only takes one positive response for our system to start sending your message. Enter the names and email addresses of the people you need to get approval from in the text boxes provided. You can tell the system to automatically send reports on the email's performance by checking the Send Reports checkbox. Set a period to wait in days before the system sends the email. It's worth doing a little research here to see when your contacts interact with your emails. It's probably safe to set this around 3 to 5 days after send, but your results will vary depending on your audience. Choose whether or not to allow your recipient to export data from your reports and enter the email address. In the Scheduling tab, you can set a future sending date, time, and recurrence for your email. If you want to schedule your message, check the checkbox next to Schedule this message. You can set a specific date and time to send your message. Recurrence is useful for reminder emails or anniversary emails. Birthday emails fall into this category. Please note the restrictions around sending times as stipulated by data privacy laws. In the next tab, you can set up staggering and rate limiting if you are sending to a very large list. To set up staggering or rate limiting, check the checkbox. Type in the email address you would like to send email notifications to about the progress of your intervals. Select the stagger type from the drop-down. If you select the stagger option, you can set the system to pause after sending a specific number of emails. Rate limiting pauses the send after a certain number of emails have been sent. You can also set the amount of time to wait between each batch. You will have to restart the sending process manually after each pause if you choose this option. Finally, in the social posting section, you can publish your emails on social media. If you have already set up your social media accounts, you can select them here. Alternatively, you can click Add Accounts and work through the wizard to integrate a social media account. We currently support Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Once you finalize your delivery options, click Next.